Hey yo, what's going on with it, y'all, man? Long time no see, man. Man, what's going on with y'all? How everybody doing, man? You already know, man. Hey, man, say, man. You already know I'm finna say, man. You don't gotta guess who it is. You already know. Just guess who the rapper, aka the Grand Ambassador, Flesh Dynasty. Nobody as fly as fine as me, man. Here to lace your brain with some of this incredible and glorious game once again, man. And before I begin, we'll say grace, peace, and blessings to everybody, man. Long time no see. But I came across this short, right? I want to talk about this. I came across this short. It's about a show called uh, Love is Blind or whatever. And I just like topics like this, dealing with relationships, the dynamic between men and women, what's transpiring, what's going on in today's society, like when it comes to the dynamic between men and women, in particular black men and women. And I just found that this take was interesting right here. And evidently, this is covering a relationship show called Love is Blind. And I guess the two people that are on this show is named Alex and Tim, or Tim and Alex, or whatever, and their whole breakup. Now, I don't watch the show. I don't even watch shows like this, but I just thought it was a good topic to cover. And besides, I seen, I think his name is Little Black Book. When we gonna get into him and his reaction of it to this video. I just thought it was so funny, but the whole thing concept is interesting. Now, mind you, I don't watch the show, so I don't know the ins and outs and ends of the whole thing. But I'm just gonna speak on what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I could be filled in later. Y'all can fill me in later. But yeah. So without any further ado, y'all check this out, man. All right.
Work I put in to, if you realize how much work I put in to do that for when we met for your family. I woke up at 8 in the morning and went to the grocery store and had to hunt down a bunch of stuff, season meat, figure out the grill, do all that was work. And after that, I came back and did the dishes. If you sat here and grilled a whole meal for my whole family and I come back to dishes in the sink, I'm not gonna ask you to do the dishes. I'm probably just gonna do them. Maybe I didn't communicate that, sure. However, if I have to communicate that, I am not the one for you.
Do not try to make it seem like I'm not here doing my part at all. We're not going to spin it like that.
Nobody's spinning like anything.
I've been given such a negative response, a temper tantrum sometimes, like an attitude. I just don't understand it. If it's about the dishes, if it's about me going to sleep, if it's about a text, all of that, it's the slap in the face.
Great. I'm glad you feel that way. There's a lot. Realize how much.
All right, let me stop it right there. Now, I'm just going to take a trip into the comment section real quick. As you can hear what he said, he said I guess he went shopping for the groceries to do some sort of cookout for her, because her family, I guess her mother and father were coming to visit, and, he wanted to show them a good time, and, so, they plan a little cookout. He does everything. He goes shopping, go get the meat, season the meat, cook and clean the meat, prepare the meal, serve the meal, and then when everything is said and done, the dishes piled up in the sink, and no one's volunteering to knock them dishes back, as they say on my roommate pays all the bills with Big Job. You know what I'm saying? So no, and really that job would be picked up, or designated to one direction, and that would be his so-called fiance or significant other. But she didn't participate in that part, only in the festivities. But when it comes time for the cleanup, he was like, nah. She was like, nah, according to her actions, not what she's verbally saying. So that's what I'm just judging this based upon what this part, what he's saying. But he said, well, listen, I didn't communicate that, to you as if it was one of your duties, you know what I mean? But if that was me on the other side, that would not have to be communicated. That would be something that would I would automatically pick up on if somebody was to do that for me. Excuse me. So, I mean, like, wow. So he was like, well, listen, once I see you didn't do that, I was like, well, dang, I'm telling you right now, I'm not the one for you. If I have to communicate that, I'm not the one for you. Let's take a trip in the comment section. This is me. At the top, Greg West 2129. And I said I agree with almost everything he said, except one thing. Instead of saying he is not the one for her, what he should have said is she is not the one for him. You know what I mean? That's my premise, Putting the power back into him, because it's all on him. He selected this type of woman, and so it comes back to him as being responsible. But look, people are saying dude chose his peace over relationship, smart man. These is brothers, you know what I mean? That's these people just commenting, about this, and somebody else says all she had to say was sorry and admit she didn't come through. And somebody else said it's good he didn't ignore the red flags. Good for him. Somebody else says teamwork makes the dream work. Understanding the other person's language of love is key. Now hold on, man. I'm cool with people saying and stating and broadcasting their love language. I'm sorry, man. I'm just not into that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we don't have those things called love languages, man. But hey, man, look, man. That just sounds too feminine to me. You know what I mean? I don't wear bracelets. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't wear jewelry with rings and like for some reason, like I don't have earrings. You know what I mean? In no part of my body. Not knocking anybody who do. Some dudes wear 2 earrings in both ears, not knowing the origin of those things, But in other words, what I'm trying to say is that's kind of effeminate, man. You know what I mean? Like, my love language is. I think this dude right here, Tim, says this. Listen, my love language is listening. And, so that's why I don't talk as much, because I'm expressing my love language and I'm listening to everything. Like, well, come on, man. Like, I'm not into that. But, all right, that's neither here nor there. So I just gave y'all the little short or whatever. But let's take a trip now to my man, the little book, the little black book, whatever. This is funny, though. I ain't gonna lie. I liked it. Hold on. Where he at? Yeah, here he go. Here he go, y'all. Check this out. This dude right here, this clip right here, this is funny to me. At first, I was like, when I heard the brother's voice, little black book, I guess 19's voice, I know he's probably from the UK or England, London, somewhere. At first, I was like, oh, man, I don't want to hear all that. You know what I mean? But it turns out, he was pretty good, And, shout out to my people in London and all in the UK. I love y'all, and I do love y'all accent and stuff like that. But sometimes, it depends on who's saying it. And I thought he was going to be a little goofy with it, but he's not. It was turned out to be pretty good, but I'm just keeping it real. That's how I felt, But without any further ado, let's get into this, and then we're gonna break it down. Come on.
that I see myself standing there and saying yes to. I see myself standing there and saying yes to making you my wife forever. And with that in mind, and I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again.
Well, before he before he says anything, mind you, I don't watch this show. I don't know nothing about it, but the way that dude sat there and said that to that girl, that's something I should have turned off. The notifications. My bad, y'all. But the way he did that, man, that is he meant to harm her. He meant to hurt her. And you could tell within his face he had some bitterness, some resentment, and he wanted to get at her for something she did. I don't know what she did. I do know a little bit, but I ain't gonna spoil it for y'all. But check out what he did, y'all. This is crazy now. Come on.
I see myself standing there and saying yes to making you my wife forever. And with that in mind, and I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again.
Damn. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that woman, how she feel. I don't ever want to see you again. Oh, let's go. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Yo, hey guys, welcome to Little Black Button 91. It's another one for you today. Let me tell you something. Yo, hey guys, welcome to Little Black Button 91. It's another one for you today. Let me tell you something. Episode 10 had all the trimmings, baby. Let me tell you this now. Look, why do you think Tim chose violence? Type it in the comment section, type it in the chat. I'm going to tell you why he chose violence. I talk about attachment styles all the time. If you don't know what that is, it's an experiment by John Bowlby where he took young children and their caregivers. And let me just say this now. One of the attachment styles that is very dangerous is dismissive avoidant. And one thing you need to know about dismissive avoidance is they're not that patient, okay? And they don't forget. If you thought he forgot the fact that she mushed him in the face, no. He never felt that he got retribution. He was waiting for his time. You see that smile at the end? Tim was choosing violence and revenge. Okay, all right? Violence and revenge. And what you must understand is this. Dismissive avoidance do not forget what you did to them. So if they don't address it properly in the very beginning, trust and believe they are going to let you know later on that this ain't going to happen again and they're going to get the last laugh. Why? Because they feel powerless in that immediate moment. I can guarantee that when Tim got his face mushed, when she was doing all she was doing at the time, okay, all right, doing all she was doing, he might have felt powerless in those moments to really actually respond the way he wanted to respond. Not fight, but respond in a way that would be more assertive. He had what we call a delayed reaction. One thing about avoidance, especially dismissive avoidance, is that they have what we call a delayed reaction. Meaning when something happens to them, they don't register the emotion behind that action. It takes them maybe an hour, 2, 3, maybe 5 hours, maybe 10 hours, maybe completely later on. And then the actual situation happens later on where they address it and it comes out oftentimes when it's not resolved like this. Oh, you thought that you could get me? I'm going to show you what it is. So we're going to break it down for the next, 15 or so minutes. But I thought I'd do it live with you guys as well. And so we're going to break down a lot more of this conversation. But if you're here, listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button. We're going to turn up the dial on you, okay? All right? We're going to turn up the heat. Don't change the channel over. Just make sure you're liking, share, subscribing, okay? All right? Let's get into this video. Let's just watch this Watch this. I want you to watch this smile. It's sadistic.
All right, let's unpack that real quick. Let me stop it right there. All right, first of all, I don't know I don't know this guy's channel or his background, but it sounds like he deals in a bit of psychology. I see that he's it says your coach, so he might be a life coach. Shout out to him. And he seems as if he studies people who study human behavior, or he studies human behavior or psychology himself. Me, I do the same thing. I'm just naturally, I didn't go to any school of learning for this, but it's kind of like natural to me. It's something that comes to me, automatically. So I don't really have to go to school, but to, get some information on it and a particular behavior. And he's saying, what did he call it? Something where they react later. They're dismissive. We're going to get back to what he said. Hold on, let me get the correct terminology for it. Hold on, what did you say?
Or assertive. He had a moment. I can guarantee that when Tim got his face...
Hold on.
That is very dangerous, is dismissive avoidant. And one thing you need to know...
They call it dismissive avoidance. Now, all right. How many times... Listen, especially for you confrontational people. Like me, I'm kind of sort of cooked on both sides when it comes to being confrontational and non-confrontational. Sometimes somebody could do something that's so out of pocket, you don't know how to respond to them in that moment. And there's a way you feel like you should have responded in hindsight to the very offense of the offense that they have committed against you. So you didn't react or respond in that moment because you're still overcoming the emotion of what just transpired. So you go back and you think about, dang, did she just, or did he just, you know what I mean? And you really don't know how to respond in that moment. But once you figure out and assess what just transpired, then you make a decision on your plot of recourse and how am I going to address this situation. And they calling this dismissive avoidance. Wow, man. This is very deep because it could be very dangerous. They can be plotting. It'll cause them to go into a mind state of plotting against you to harm you like they were harmed. But they didn't know how to handle the offense at first. Maybe they were, maybe they might be experiencing a bit of cowardice, fear. Fear is always a part of it. Something's wrong in that moment. Because first of all, how'd you get attracted or involved with a woman that has the potentially to mush you in the face? Like what? First of all, no. That what particular temperaments like such as myself, I have. I don't know. It was just innate with me, like to deal with when it comes to dealing with a woman trying to be aggressive or in a masculine tone towards men, and I'm not having that. I'm just not. I came into the world like that. Like, no, there's an order. God, Christ, then me, then you, then the children. Like, you're not. I'm above you, and that's it is. And I'm not trying to say that to be arrogant or chauvinistic. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You're not equivalent to me, and I've always been that way. But thank God I had a mom that was kind of aggressive toward men and very outspoken, because I don't like that. I don't even like what she does. So it's all about a principle. No matter who, that means even if my own mother or my own parents violate that principle that I believe descends from God, I'm going to stand on that. And that's just the way he wired me. So you have a girl that but this really came from my mother, the disdain, like, for that behavior, because my mom is like that. I don't like that. I mean that, but I love my mother to death, but I'm not. She know I don't agree with her being that way, period. I ain't gonna ever agree to that, no matter who it is. Because it's not right for women to be mushing men in the face. You lost your mind, girl. Like, listen, man, I ain't proud of who I used to be when it came to that, but I used to react to that out of my emotions instead of respond intellectually. And because usually, she would be experiencing or having floor ministry. I'll become a pastor right there and start laying hands and rebuking the evil spirit that told her to mush me in the face. We have to exercise that unclean spirit out of her system. You know what I mean? By taking her to the nearest barbershop and giving her a new haircut. You know what I mean? Giving her a new hairdo. Wilder than Tina Turner's and Shaka Khan's back in the 70s. So no. That's not gonna happen. We gonna spirit some carpet ministry, floor ministry, linoleum. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. But now, being more seasoned, like homeboy seasoned the meat, we not finna do that. We can channel our energy or my emotions better. But yeah, how did you even get involved with a chick like that? But just like I said, I got that from my mom. We gonna see where he got his from. Let's go.
About dismissal avoidance is they're not that patient, okay? And they don't forget. If you thought he forgot the fact that she mushed him in the face, no. He never felt that he got retribution. He was waiting for his time. You see that smile at the end? Tim was choosing violence and revenge. Okay, all right.
Yeah, she initiated violence, but he didn't respond or reacted to the violence she committed against him at that moment. And then it's almost like that movie Higher Learning. When if y'all ever go back and watch Higher Learning with John, rest in peace and shout out to the legendary, incomparable John Singleton. For making that movie Higher Learning, where Michael Rappaport played a character, Remy, who turned into a white dude, went to college, turned to a skinhead and all that. And he believed in the doctrines that he was taught by his white friends, and you know what I mean? And then he was walking around calling, niggas, black people niggas in his head. And Malik, who was played by Omar Epps, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, he saw him with the Black Panther shirt on, and he was like, yo, that's reverse racism. It's 1995, coon. And he said that, and when Malik went to immediately address him, he ran off. So Malik caught him in his dorm, knocked on the door, confronted him straight up, and be like, yo, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? You've been walking around here calling me a nigga in your head. Be a man and call me one to my face. But Remy knew what time it was. He knew if he did it right then and there. He knew that Malik was gonna whoop his ass, you know what I'm saying? Right then and there. He was gonna smash him right there. So he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And then Malik went on and told him, man, you just a punk ass white boy with an effed up haircut. Called him a bitch and everything, like right in his face, and walked off. This is what what Malik did to him. Once he shut that door, you saw the violence, the craziness come out of him. Why? Because it was dismissive avoidance, man. It can be very dangerous. Very dangerous. He didn't get any because he was a punk, just like he said, a coward, and consumed with fear when that man confronted him. And boom, that's what he did. He tore the room up. tore his roommate's room, his roommate side of the room up as well. And then when the roommate comes home, see all his stuff scattered everywhere, you like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? Then he starts arguing with him because he feels like he could beat him. Malik comes back after and puts him in the chokehold, told him to calm down. You know what he did? He put out a gun. Then once he had got behind that gun, he was free. He felt liberated to say whatever he was going to say or wanted to say to him, because now he's backed by Mr. 9mm or whatever kind of pistol or gun he had. See what I mean? This is dangerous. That's why I'm doing this. But I just like his take on it. Let's go.
Violence and revenge. And what you must understand is this: dismissive avoidance do not forget what you did to them. So if they don't address it properly in the very beginning, trust and believe they are going to let you know later on that this ain't going to happen again.
It ain't going to happen again, man. This is dangerous, man. I could relate to this sometimes. Because sometimes, you can't assess the action, the infraction that somebody committed against you. And you don't want to, you just really didn't process it at first. Or you could be consumed by fear and do something and be paralyzed in your, you might be afraid of the person and stuff like that, and not done. I could relate to this, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the things I did that I just don't feel proud of, even though, I just didn't feel proud of this, was when I got in a fight with this dude in North Carolina. Since we in the South, they threatened to call the police on me and to get me thrown out of this guy's apartment. And I called my friend and said, yo, man, I just got in a fight with this dude, you know what I'm saying? And I drunk and I lost that fight. But I always knew this dude didn't like me, so I didn't really mess with him. But I slipped up and hung out with him. Never, and I wasn't in shape. I wasn't where I was supposed to be in life. Like when you're not where you're supposed to be, you're not in shape, you're not doing, like I kind of fell back. But I slipped up one day and hung with him, and I knew he didn't like me, so we got drunk and used that opportunity to get at me. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, me knowing that I wasn't up to standards. Like when I'm up to standards, I feel more confident and all that. And it wasn't. And I've faced confrontations like that before, to where I represented the real me. Now there's a lower side of me that has that consumed by fear. It's like cowardice, or like, wait a minute, that was some sucker shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I used to let this dude bully me till I got tired of being bullied. You know what I mean? So I could relate to it. But it's something about when you tired of getting bullied, or you realize the error of your ways. See, that's why I wish I'd have turned the notifications off before I start recording on my phone. But anyway, when you don't take care of yourself and think high of yourself, or think take proper stock and take responsibility for yourself, you'll do some sucker shit like I did. Now listen to this. This wasn't on my mind to do it, but it was given to as an option for me to do it. We get into a fight. I'm drunk. I lose the fight. I'm a bit afraid because I'm down there by myself. I don't know. Period. It's just the spirit of fear, which God didn't give to us. Fear of fighting this nigga again, losing again. Fear because I know I'm not in shape and I know I'm not ready to, you know what I mean? I would have to stab this dude or something like that to beat him or something. And I knew that. Feeling like a chump, you know what I mean? And my ego was damaged and exposed, feeling like a sucker, man. I felt real weak at that time. And So I called my homeboy who I respected at the time. He was like, yo, man, they about to do what? Call the cops. I said, yeah, man, gonna call the cops on me and whatever. Get me put out. So I was in fear of being homeless, fear of fighting this dude, you know what I mean, and losing. And all because, I felt like I was out of position, you know what I mean, and not in shape, not taking care of things how I was supposed to. So he gave me he said, yo, man, we down south, bro. He from Jersey and I'm from New York. He's like, yo, you in North Carolina, man. Yo, you gotta call the police before they do. So you get your story first and what no. I was like, word? He's like, yeah. Now that still is up to me whether I take the option to do that or not. And long story short, I did it. And then they asked, so they came and got him out of the house. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all try to get me put out. Now I got him put out. But when I had to go to court for that and I had to get on like a stand and ask me, I was like, yo, I realized right then and there, I was like, dang, that was the wrong decision to make. I was like, man, man, this feels like snitching. You know what I mean? Like though it wasn't we weren't in no crime together or nothing like that. It just felt like that. I was just like, oh man, I'll never take that nigga. I was like, you see, that's what the spirit of fear calls you to do. You know what I mean? Now y'all could condemn me and put me away, whatever. I've forgiven myself from that. But I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the bane things. That's one of the things that I really don't like that I did. That was some sucker bitch ass shit that I did, taking that advice as a escape route. You know what I mean? In order to not only protect myself, that was some bitch ass shit, and to get revenge on the person. That was some sucker shit, man. That was horrible. So that's the horrible, deplorable behavior that will never be repeated. You know what I mean? Because how low it made me feel. That's why snitches get ditches, man. Like, I'm not saying I'm a snitch. Y'all could say that, whatever. I don't care. But because the definition of snitching is anything. Now you tell anything, y'all ain't even in no crime or nothing together or whatever. But it just felt that you can't even operate in the spirit of snitching. You know what I mean? Because you're operating in the spirit of fear. If it makes you feel like that, yeah, I could see why people would say that. Long story short, man, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. But dismissive avoidance causes dangerous. You do some dangerous stuff like that, man, even to harm yourself. Meaning you will murder somebody out of a passive aggressive means of getting back at somebody. That's what will take place, man. And I'm here to be a sacrificial lamb by telling you, exposing one of the dark sides of fear that I have committed against myself, not just against the people or the person I felt as though my enemy at the time. He didn't even deserve that. The character that exposed a part of my character that I didn't like. I was like, damn, that's some bitch ass shit. I was a bitch. I was like, man, that's some pussy ass shit to do, man. Don't ever do that again. You know what I mean? Though I've done it, I was not in agreement with it. My soul was not in agreement with it. But anyway, but that's what this dismissive avoidance psychology can lead you down to. You can kill someone as a plot to get revenge on them. You know what I mean? Because if you was afraid to address it in that moment, you was a bitch ass nigga in that moment. But once you start thinking about it, you start plotting in different other ways to get back at that person. And hey, man, that is against this laws and principles of manhood, man. We no. We gonna address that situation right and properly. That's the higher self of being. You have to elevate and kill that old man and become a higher self. But yeah, man, let's let this go.
And they go and get the last laugh. Why? Because they feel powerless in that immediate moment. I can guarantee that when Tim got his face mushed, when she was doing all she was doing at the time, okay, all right, doing all she was doing, he might have felt powerless in those moments to really actually respond the way he wanted to respond. Not fight, but respond in a way that would be more assertive.
More assertive, man. Like to stand up for yourself. When you refuse to do that and get into this operation of dismissive avoidance, you'll do some bullshit like I did, like some silly sucker shit like I did. Or you'll listen, no matter what you do after that, if you don't do it right, if you operate in dismissive avoidance, I guarantee you're gonna come up with the wrong answer every time. Unless you seriously assess the situation, be like, well, listen, baby, let me sit down and have a talk with you. Why I feel that was inappropriate, what you did. If you don't address it like that or something diplomatic, look, I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to do the wrong thing. And just explain or be the sacrificial lamb. This is what he should have did. Listen, now that everybody's gone, let's sit down and talk. I want to go over some things, that's problematic for me, what you did, putting your hands on me. You can't do stuff like that because, that makes me feel a certain type of way. I didn't do anything at that moment because I didn't want to act out of my emotion. Because the first thing that came to mind was like, if that had been me, was to mush you back. Really, I would have just went off on you and whooped your motherfucking ass in front of everybody. You know what I mean? That's what I would have did. But that's instead of saying all that, I'd be like, hey, that's problematic. You know what I mean? And that kind of causing me a little, problems with me and your relationship right now because you can't respect me if you're going to put your hands on me. So, you know what I mean? That's problematic. Now, don't ever do that again if I decide to keep, going on with you. I think you're a beautiful girl. You got potential, whatever. But, you putting your hands on me, no, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm letting you know right now. And we could settle it right here and right now. If you feel like you was justified in putting your hands on me, then it was nice knowing you. You know what I mean? But bitch, don't you ever, not even go in there. But no, that's not acceptable behavior on my part. Now, look, I'm not with that. I don't put my hands on you, and therefore you're not going to put your hands on me. Diplomacy, you know what I mean? Politic her. And politics is words before becomes war, you know what I mean? And boom, that's how he should have handled it. But no, he didn't. He held it in. It took root and became resentment. And that resentment turned bitter. And he has roots of bitterness in him. In order to get that out, he must, because you got to address it. You're either going to address it one way or the other, but it has to be addressed. He evidently, hey man, fear will cause you to go a different. That's how the devil became a murderer from the beginning. The spirit of fear, murderer. Come on.
He had what we call a delayed reaction. One thing about avoidance, especially dismissive avoidance, is that they have what we call a delayed reaction. Meaning when something happens to them, they don't register the emotion behind that action. It takes them maybe an hour, 2, 3, maybe 5 hours, maybe 10 hours, maybe completely later on. And then the actual situation happens later on where they address it and it comes out oftentimes when it's not resolved like this. Oh, you thought that you could get me? I'm going to show you what it is. I'm going to show you what it is. So we're going to break it down for the next, 15 or so minutes. But I thought I'd do it live with you guys as well. And so we're going to break down a lot more of this conversation. But
yeah, man, I don't know why, man. Now, I didn't even intend to go down this route, man. But I feel so vulnerable, and being vulnerable is uncomfortable by disclosing, that information to y'all. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. This information, I thought it was just going to be a funny reaction, whatever. But I also knew to a degree that this is going to be like a teachable moment, man. Something to where we can lay something down, man, and give y'all some game for life, some game for sale. You know what I mean? Shout out to that P that said game for sale. I don't want to look. That's so compelling to me that I have to say something like that, like game for sale, game for life. Well, I don't know the name of that P that said that, but shout out to him. But yeah, but this is game for life. You know what I mean? Game for sale, game for life. This is good, man. This is some good game. And that's what I'm about, you know what I mean? This is a teachable moment, you know what I mean? So let's get into the rest of it.
if you're here, listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button. We're going to turn up the dial on you, okay? All right? We're going to turn up the heat. Don't change the channel over. Just make sure you're liking, share, subscribing, okay? All right? Let's get into the video. Let's just watch this last. Watch this. I want you to watch this smile. It's sadistic.
This was nice. I wish you the best of luck.
Not him saying this is nice. Let's go back.
And I'm glad we can at least agree.
Now, this is a
scenario.
Oh, hold on.
I see myself standing there.
We're going to play that clip. That face that he had was a face of just pure joy. He's like, I finally got you. Checkmate. Okay? All right? I want you to understand this. When you are fighting with a dismissive avoidant, just know they didn't forget what you did to them. Okay? Especially if they felt like they got done dirty. They are not going to forget it.
Wow, he said they got done dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I love how they talk sometimes, you know what I mean? For me, at times it's an acquired taste, but that was he got done dirty. Where the T at, man? Like, yo, dirty, or the D. Like we say, yo, you got dirty. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's correct. If you looked at this man's face, now he's saying pure joy. Yeah, it's a sadistic type of satisfaction. Like, yeah, I finally got you back, bitch. You know, you can hear the unclean spirits. The people say demonic, but you know what I mean, satanic, unclean spirits talking. The devilish spirits that coming out of his what he's saying inaudibly, while audibly saying something else. Yeah, yeah, I was gonna marry you. I'm looking at the woman. Behold, the woman that I was gonna make a woman for the rest of my life. And I'm here to tell you today, while you sitting up anticipating that we get married and you can split half my riches. That I can finally say, and looking across to you, speaking to you now, is that I never want to ever see you again. Meanwhile, professing that he was going to marry her and all that stuff, leading her down that aisle where he could make vows before God out of deception in order to get back on her, on a spirit of vengeance. You know what I mean? And now he got her right where he wanted her. Yeah, now you bitch, I finally got you back from when you mushed me in my face, you slimy dog, and all that. That's in his face. That's sadistic, man. Come on.
Man, I didn't think he was capable of this, but now I see. Yeah. Now, do I think that he plotted this from the very beginning? No, I don't think he plotted it from the very beginning, but he didn't forget. Okay?
He's right. He didn't plot that from the beginning. He just rolled with the punches on that, because when you use dismissive avoidance, you just playing it by ear. You know what I mean? You playing it by ear. Once she set that mush in motion, he started watching her actions after that, and he's been collecting data, letting her violate until it piled up to where it's a population now. A population. A pile of violations that he stored in his on his hard drive called his mind. You know what I mean? And now he's ready. He began to plot and set it up to where she was at the most vulnerable point, to where she was most open target, and he unleashed and shot her to the heart, pulled out his pistol, man, and let her have it. Like Remy pulled out his pistol and let Malik and the Jewish guy have it. Come on. He said, you Jews and you niggas, you stick together? Yeah, I got you now. With a 45 in his hand. So this nigga right here pulled out the 45 of love contract and shot her in the heart with it. Come on.
And I think once the whole she slept over when the parents were coming over, which was just rubbish, by the way. I think that not her washing the dishes, him then saying that, you know, she didn't really appreciate and affirm him and acknowledge him. I knew that trump card comes right back out because he's not forgiven. Right? It's not forgotten. It's forgiven, but it's not forgotten. And
he said it's forgiven but not forgotten. The way this dude has the look on his face, you know he didn't forget. But I don't think he forgave her either. He wanted vengeance, his mind, saith the Lord. He wanted that. I don't think he forgave her for that. This what unforgiveness looks like, man. It turns bitter, man. It turns bitter. Come on.
Bring that trump card right back out. I keep telling you this. Stop thinking that these people, okay, have forgotten the disrespect that you gave them. They ain't forgotten. Okay? All right? So, it's very similar to what I said about the Shambudi and Jared situation. You thinking that you got Jared in a particular position, my friends, no. He's not forgotten. Just because he's playing possum now does not mean that he's not waiting for the opportunity to get you back. Okay? So he did not forget. All right? Did not forget.
And saying yes to making you my wife forever. And with that in mind, and I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you.
Wait a minute. Look at that face right there. Look at that. Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's sinister right there. He looked like his name is Louis Cypher. Louis Cypher. Lucifer. Is like he got that sinister plot look in his face, man. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. That's effeminate to me. That's effeminate, man. That's that cheap perfume, you know, called passive aggression. You know what I mean? It ain't comely for a man to wear perfume, man. And all that, on top of that, is cheap. Look at this face, man. This crazy. My man right here, though, Little Black Book is fun. Little Black Book 91. He funny, though. Watch this.
The smile that he had in his face, he said, listen, with that in mind, I want to let you know. With that in mind, I want to let you know, I don't see you as my wife. I don't see you as my girl. I don't see you as the woman that I want to be with.
I ain't gonna lie. This one made me react. This nigga funny. Come on.
I'm going to tell you something. DAs are very petty. I am one of them growing to be more secure. But let me tell you something. I may not have done it. I wouldn't have done the dad letter thing. The dad letter was too much. But I'm going to be honest with you. They are very petty. Very petty. We can be very petty. One thing we're going to do is a get back. Because what we can't allow you to think is to think that you actually got one over us. Remember I told you about the DA, especially, is always in a power struggle. And the power struggle is in a place of the DA, the dismissal avoidant, felt like they were powerless as a child. Okay?
He called him a DA, like a district attorney, but it really is called a dismissive avoidance. A DA. So now he's gonna go into the psychology. It do come from childhood, man. And we getting ready to see that in a minute. Hold on, it comes from childhood. You're gonna see where it comes from in a minute.
But the DA, especially, is always in a power struggle. And the power struggle is in a place of the DA, the dismissal avoidant, felt like they were powerless as a child. Okay? They felt like they were powerless as a child. So the moment they feel like they're being powerless once more again, they look to usurp the power again. So you can't do that to them and think you got away with it. Which is why I was thinking to myself, the way he took that situation was too calm. When she mushed his face, I said, it's too calm. It's too calm. No, he was waiting and plotting for the right time. His steez. Okay? Look at the smile on the man's face.
You call that a smile? And it is. Look at it. Damn. You ever hear villains laugh? You ever hear... They just have a different type of laugh. Like, I'm not built that way. You know what I mean? Even that word petty, you know, like, that's effeminate to me. You know what I mean? I'm not really feeling, you know, you being petty. You being like, God dang, man. Where is this world coming to? Like, you know, I'm not saying that I haven't been petty. I don't know, man. I don't like all of that. That's to me that's effeminate, man. I ain't, child, you petty. Like, get out of here, man. What kind of men talk like that? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying they don't exist, you know, because even masculine men I heard of, they say they can be petty, meaning they getting back at you pretty much in the most disrespectful fashions that they can. But to me, I haven't engaged in that. I have to really sit back and recollect and see what I did. What I did was petty. That with calling the cops after losing a fight and in fear, taking my man. So that was extreme petty. But that was some bitch ass shit. You know what I mean? I don't like it. But this dude admits the little black book 91 miss. Yeah, we can be petty. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah. But you ever hear villains laugh? It's an evil laugh to it. Like they get joy out of destroying you. I don't know, man. I just never had that type of laugh. Now, competition is one thing. You're on the basketball court, you're on the football field, or you even playing a video game. Like, nigga, what? Yeah. And even when I laugh, it ain't no evil laugh that I just destroyed you in the game. Nah, you know, this is real life. And niggas is laughing like, like, that's crazy to me. Come on.
And look at the hurt on her face. He know he got her just where he want to get her. He know he got her good. He knows he got her good. Okay? He knows he got her good. All right? Like, she's out here broken-hearted in her face. That's what he wanted to see. He wanted her to see the pain that he felt in that moment when she mushed his face. When she put his hand in his face, he wanted to see her feel that way.
I ain't gonna lie. He shattered this girl's dreams like dishes, man. Like you shattered dishes on the floor. He shattered her like dishes, man. She was smashed apart. But think about it. She has to be responding or reacting. Listen, man, I know a lot of y'all might say she is out of pocket for putting her hands on him. But sometimes, man, like, you know, that bitchness that comes out of men, she just like, motherfucker, psh, and wanted to smack this, like, stop acting like a bitch. That's probably where that came from. I don't know for sure. I don't watch this show, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like my discernment is just telling me, my intuition is just telling me that is a possibility and a probability of where that mush, like you mother punk ass bitch ass nigga, and mushed him because she got more heart and balls than he do, and for him to sit back and wait to plot to shatter her dreams like that, like she's, yeah, you ain't supposed to be doing that, baby. Don't put your hands on him. But for some reason, I'm getting that vibe, like his aura summoned her to mush him in the face, kinda. Like, stop being a bitch, you bitch ass nigga. And instead of smacking him, she mushed him. She could have slapped him. And the fact that he didn't do nothing right then and there, oh man. And then you wait to do this. Oh God. I don't know. Y'all excuse me. I don't watch the show. So if I'm wrong, y'all tell me.
He wants to see it. He wants to see it. Now, I don't agree with petty behavior, but it does not dismiss the fact that she was being abusive. Okay, so we're not going to dismiss the fact she was abusive, but the reality was it was petty. Okay, it was a get back. Okay, it was an absolute get back. She is heartbroken in that moment.
This was nice. I wish you the best of luck.
And she listen, I'm telling you, she knew that something was coming. I'm going to tell you, she knew something was coming, just wasn't sure what it was. She knew something was coming, but she didn't know what it was. But
see, all right, I'm gonna stop him right there. I want to, before I let him continue on. When somebody sits you in the room, I don't know how he got her in that room, but what it normally goes like this: "Hey, Al, we need to talk." When a person says that, it ain't never good. It's never good, man. And then sit you down. You know what I mean? That's like the mafia offering you a ride. You know what I mean? In the front seat while they got the killer in the back seat with the strangle and hold. You know what I mean? The string so he could strangle your ass, you know what I mean? Or the gun to pop you in the back of your head. Or the ice pick so he could shove it in like they did in Goodfellas, man. Like, come on, man. Yeah, they chop them up, you know what I mean? Take them down there the same as chop them up. Chop her up. So when they say, yo, let's talk, it ain't never good in your favor. It's never, ever gonna be good. Come on. And just the look on her face, like, God, she knew something was coming. She didn't know what was coming, but she knew it wasn't good. But to get shot in the heart like that, man, where she had to grab the chips, like, damn. Oh, that's sad. Come on.
And listen, I'm telling you, she knew that something was coming. I'm going to tell you, she knew something was coming, just wasn't sure what it was. She knew something was coming, but she didn't know what it was, but she knew something was coming. Right? She knew something was coming. I don't know what it was. And you can see by the way that she looking, it's like, this nigga done checkmate me. And I think she feels a bit embarrassed because when she did the mushing thing, she went back. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's funny to see that. I said this when I was watching it to myself. Like, it's just funny to see people from the UK talking like us here in America. Like, yo, we're like, yo, this nigga done, you know what I mean? That done got me. That's how we would talk in America, man. But shout out to my man, Little Black Book. Come on.
Do the whole, I care about you. She did all the cut. This nigga done checkmate me. And I think she feels a bit embarrassed because when she did the mushing thing, she went back. You know what I'm saying? To do the whole, I care about you. She did all the cuddly. So I think she also feels a little bit embarrassed. Like, I did all of that.
Now, look. Here it is. Now, I didn't know this. I didn't pay attention to this part. But here it is. After she mushed him, she saw how it affected him. She went back to apologize, console him, cuddle him, In other words, I'm sorry for what I did. I know I shouldn't have did it. I know your bitch ass behavior kind of summoned me to smack the shit out of you and mush, but I didn't. I didn't even resist and yield to that spirit. I just yield to the mushing spirit where I'd mush you in the face. You know what I mean? I'm sorry for mushing you in the face. You know what I mean? But picking up on your frequency and the information that was transmitted to me through your behavior was to smack the shit out of you. But for being a bitch ass nigga. But you know what? I mushed you. I was wrong. I want to make it up to you. I'm sorry, sweet baby. You know I shouldn't have smacked or mushed your bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? But I really want this to work. You have attributes that I like. Nobody's perfect. Let's cuddle. Let's make some love and not war. I apologize. Him accepting her apology seems as if he harbored the resentment and allowed it to grow into bitterness. But, there was other things that came out. So let's go.
Look at the smile on her. Look at her face. Her face. It's warfare,
But that's what happens when you play with fire.
He was waiting for that moment. Listen, he was waiting for that moment. Okay, he was waiting for that moment. Okay, all right. He was waiting for that moment, and he. You know what I mean? It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. Yeah, it's tight. I was gonna say, I didn't like the fact that he wrote the dad into the situation. That's my only issue. My only issue is that he wrote the dad into it. Now, where did this come from? I'm gonna tell you where it came from. Okay, we're gonna tell you where it came from that mama of his. Okay.
Now we're going we're going back down memory lane. That's where we're going. Back down the lane. That's where we're going, man. Well, he said it was childhood. But this is where it came from in childhood. Come on.
Giving up besides my single life.
We are very serious when it comes to marriage. We want whoever Drake marries.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, listen, all right? Listen, I've got a little pettiness in me as well, so don't play with me. I will pet you. You know I've got a little petty in me. But the reality of the situation is, the mother is where it came from. That pettiness came from the mother. Not because she's a woman, simply because I think she's also dismissive as well. Okay, all right? The mother has the same energy. Okay, all right? That mother has the same energy.
Look at her face. She looked like, y'all remember, she got that witch spirit face on her. Or those soothsayer face. Or the psychic reader face, the tarot card reading face. Hey, y'all need to go watch this movie called The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. And when Keanu Reeves went to go see Delroy Lindo, there was an old black lady, at the door. She had a dog that was barking, and it was a bum arguing across the street saying, y'all take that junk back to Africa, talking about that voodoo witchcraft stuff. Look at that lady, and when she waved her hand and that dog started barking and stopped barking and out of fear and humble and said, and went into a kneeling position. Check out that black woman, the old black lady with the gray hair, before he goes downstairs to watch Delroy Lindo practice his satanic voodoo magic behavior. Check out that black woman. She looked just like her. She looks like Miss Cleo. Remember the psychic reading channel from back? Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But y'all go back, look up Miss Cleo, the psychic reader. Look at Dionne Warwick, who used to be down with the Psychic Friends. Look at the type of face. She just got that face. And remember that face he made while he was breaking that heartbreaking news to her and shattering her dreams like dishes? That's the same face he had. the one that she got right now. This, I'm telling you, man, that psychic friend's face, that's what she got. Come on.
Feel that way as well.
I understand you're proposing to me, but I'm not even going to tell my father.
I'm gonna
I really honor your marriage and your relationship. Respect him, and I'm never going to turn my back on him. When I say for better, for worse.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I missed it.
We'll be out.
Wait. I missed
He's a
it.
good person. The very
I think it's coming up
type
now.
of
Oh.
thing. Have you seen that?
Here it is. I got it now, guys. I got it. So, this is where I knew that the pit was going to come from.
Look at his face. Yeah, I told you. Him and his mother shares the same demeanor, same face. He's the son of a psychic friend witch. For real. And his father is over there docile, more docile than the Asian woman. Come on.
Okay, so I knew where the pit was going to come from. The dad is suffering. I don't care what no one says. Okay? All right? The dad is suffering. Okay?
He said the dad is suffering. I am in total agreement with that. The dad is over there suffering in silence. You know what I mean? He been in his casket since he did the drastic thing by marrying and walking down aisles and making vows with that Dionne Warwick looking mother of his. You know what I mean? Wife of his, I meant. That Miss Cleo psychic reading, tarot card reading, old voodoo priestess looking wife he has. Yeah, he been buried for a long time. His emotions is buried. His expressions are buried. He's suffering, and his son is suffering because much like he emulates both his mother and his father. He got the DA, the dismissive avoidance from his mom. I mean, from his dad, but the vindictive behavior from his mom. He got the DA from his father, and the vindictive, the VB from his mom. The vindictive behavior from his mom. But that dismissive avoidance, he got that from his father. Come on.
All right? The dad is suffering. Okay? And I mean that all politely. The dad is suffering. And has been suffering for years. Okay? All right? Don't be thinking because people are together that they're not suffering. They're suffering. The dad is suffering. Okay? All right? Let's just play a little clip.
Able to talk because he's.
Yeah, he was very vulnerable.
Sometimes to me, Drake's vulnerabilities can come out as almost like a separation type of thing. Have you seen that in him?
Yeah.
At all? You have.
Now, the mum was able to identify the fact that her son, he also has the same issue. Like, you know, when he shares his vulnerability, he runs. What that basically is that what we call that is the oversharing in vulnerability. Basically, you feel overwhelmed by your vulnerability. When you start being too open, you're scared that you're too naked, and so you run away, right? Now, that can be a very powerful thing. Okay, that can be a very powerful thing. A detrimental thing in a relationship, because if that person begins to share and be open, suddenly they're running the opposite way, and you're wondering why. It looked like you're having a good moment where you guys were sharing, and suddenly you've gone the opposite way. And the reality of the situation is that the person has found themselves in a place where they felt like they are too open, too vulnerable. It's scary for them. And they now start to feel powerless, so they must take the power back by running away. Now, the mother points this out, okay? But that dad, he's struggling.
Okay. He definitely gets that trait from me. Don't you feel like that? Don't you feel like I get like that?
Yes.
Look. She leans over to her husband, the mouse of a man, of mice and men, you know what I mean? And basically, hey, you got permission to speak now, dude. You know what I mean? You know, I've been bouncing up and down on you like a trampoline in the bedroom and in real life, you know what I mean? to maintain power in this relationship. You could speak now, you know what I'm saying? You know, like that old lady in Devil's Advocate with the dog on, you know, humbled that dog without that dog being on the leash. She trained him. You know what I mean? When I wave my hand, you stop barking, or else, you know what I mean? You see all that meat we got in the refrigerator? We'll sacrifice you. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of spirit that is. You know what? It's a Jezebel spirit. Y'all seen my past videos dealing with this so-called false prophetess called Celestial. and those that follow her, I call them celestial lights. Well, behold, this is the grandmother of celestial. When you in the context of spirituality, of being involved in that Jezebel spirit, they're both celestial, and this woman are students and disciples of the original Jezebel, which is a spirit, therefore making them Jezebelites. So this Jezebelite woman birthed and gave birth to women like Celestial, and Celestial gave birth to the people who follow her, who I call Celestialites. And part of one of their traits is, one of their characteristics or mischaracteristics. Wow, come on, Spirit. Come on, Holy Spirit. The mischaracteristics is usurping the authority over men, which is a violation according to God and in the Bible. It's biblically illegal for you to even behaving like that. And because he's not an assertive and stand-up type individual, this man seems as if he's henpecked and on a leash. That's why she leans over to him by asking him a question. Yeah, you can speak now. You know what I mean? And he's only going to be speaking in a little bit of words. Come on. But he's right. The dad or the father is suffering. Come on.
Person has found themselves in a place where they felt like they are too open, too vulnerable. It's scary for them. And they now start to feel powerless, so they must take the power back by running away. Now the mother points this out, okay? But that dad, he's struggling.
Okay. He definitely gets that trait from me. Don't you feel like that? Don't you feel like I get like that?
Yes.
And was that hard for you to kind of get used to?
I'll admit, yeah.
How do you...
Yeah, that dad's suffering.
He said, yeah, that dad is suffering. He said, the dad said, yeah, I'd admit. He been wanting to admit that since they got together. But when they got that type of spell, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? But you could tell there's a spirit of witchcraft or a spirit of rebellion in that whole relationship. You know, you could tell. Now, whether she bouncing up and down on him, bringing him to the greatest ecstasy of his life, to where he lost his life, you know what I mean? After, reaching the climax or whatever, or she just have total witchcraft and spells over him, I don't know. It seems like a bit of both that's happening to him. But he said, yeah, I admit the reason why people don't want to be vulnerable, because they're afraid to be destroyed and attacked and like him. So, homeboy retreats, talking about the son, he retreats once he see that in order to take his power back so he don't get hurt. Come on.
He said, yeah, I'll admit, it was hard. Yeah, that does suffering. Okay, that is suffering. Now, let me tell you this now. Okay, all right? Let me tell you this now. What Tim put, and remember, if you've watched my earlier reviews, I told you about this in episode 1 about Tim. I said, how does a man tell you that women don't understand him, but his dad taught him everything he needs to know? This is why. This is why. This is why. Remember I told you, if you've watched me, you know I'm saying this. I said to you, how can a man tell you that women don't understand you, but your dad taught you everything you need to know? I said, that can't be possible. It cannot be possible. Something's not quite right. Now I see why. Now, what Tim has probably seen, okay, because he crossed his legs just like his mama do. No offense to him, not saying he's gay or anything. I'm just saying he learned the dominance from his mother.
Facts. And that's true. Your discernment was correct, brother. This is the reason why I rock with you and rock with this particular video, because I realize your discernment is very good. And you discern the fact that, if your dad is telling you, how come you saying if women don't never understand you? How is it possible when you say your dad taught you everything about women? Then now we're seeing having a close encounter with the family of the third kind and finding out what kind of father you really have that gave you this advice. Oh, we can see why women don't understand you. Cause your father don't understand your mama. So he was giving you develations on, not revelations, but develations on women and how they supposed to conduct themselves. Look how your father conducted himself in front of your mama. So the dominance definitely came from the mother. And let me tell you this, man. I don't know if I'm overly extreme with this. Like I told y'all, I don't wear earrings, I don't wear jewelry, bracelets, not even watches. But I will wear a watch. I will wear jewelry sometime. But but that's just not my thing because it's feminine to me. But when niggas be crossing their legs while they sitting down, like I'm not with that, bro. I just was never with that. I used to understand why women do it because they don't want to expose their vagina, or they used to be ladylike courtesy to cross your legs, and just imagine a girl sitting like a dude with her legs wide open and all that, with a beer in her hand and a baseball cap toward the back. You'd be like, oh, she a stud or something with jeans on and her titties taped back. That's a stud. Like that's that's role reversal. But when a nigga sitting there prissy, you know what I mean? Acting like a Cleonce, acting like his name is Cleonce with his legs crossed, and a Charlie B and a Kevin Thee Stallion and a Ricky Minaj ass and a Bro Real. I can't with that. I can't get with that. Yeah, Sexy Fred with your legs crossed, man. Come on, man. I never understood dudes that did that. No shot, no disrespect to Patrick Beverly, but when I used to see him sitting with his legs crossed, I was like, come on, man. Where did you get that from? Like, come on, man. I just never was into that, man. I'm sorry. I ain't saying y'all who do that is gay, but it is gay-ish to me. You know what I mean? Come on.
He learned the power from his mother. He learned to take control from the mother. He probably simultaneously respects the mother and resents her at the same time. Because young boys see their father figure, right, as what they're going to be. So if you then see your dad as potentially having no real voice, or seemingly too soft, or seemingly might not have much strength, it looks like that. It might not be the case because he might be a silent type. You know what I mean? We have to be very fair. The dad might be a silent type. Okay, all right. But if you see your dad getting treated in a particular way, right, where the woman is kind of pulling the father along, it can cause a simultaneous resentment as well as respect. So when you deal with women, you have this animosity for them because you're like, you're never going to treat me like my mama did.
Boy, did I just break that down for y'all. It's both resentment and respect. You can respect, like I got respect for my mom, but I have resentment for any woman that acts like my mom in a particular manner. Like if you too masculine, like my mom's masculine, you ain't doing that junk to me, bitch, because that brings out the resentment, which is the not bitterness, but it's like the absolute, look, I call myself the honey badger, and I call any woman that professes to be a woman but act like a bitch or a snake or a venomous viper ass, puff adder ass. If you're a puff adder or a cobra or whatever, we're natural born enemies. I was born with the ingredients to be a honey badger or a wolverine, really a honey badger, because they really deal with snakes and all kind of serpents. That's their delicacy. They feed off of it. Like, you know what I mean? They're natural born enemies. You know what I mean? There's something sinister about their relationship, because when they have confrontation, somebody gonna die. You know what I mean? So there's the resentment, that masculine tone and elevated voice and yelling all the stuff. I don't like that about my mother. It is what it is. It don't mean I don't love her, don't mean I don't respect her, but I don't like that. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna never like it. But it makes it it has resentment in it. You know what I mean? And behold, and man, if another woman exemplify that behavior, it's gonna get, instead of glorified, it's gonna get mortified right then and there. We are now natural born enemies, man. And one thing about me, I don't have no problem identifying who I am and who you are in that relationship. If you're a puff adder, that's what you are. But guess what? You might have stung and destroyed and killed everybody else with your venom, but you've met your match now. You have actually met a predator, and you are the prey. I am the predator. In other words, I eat serpents or puff adders like you for breakfast, lunch, a snack, and dinner. You know what I mean? And thrilled about it. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I get that. Respect and resentment, that is true. Even in my own life. Come on.
Right? You're never going to treat me like my mother did. And so there's an animosity that can come for women simply because of what your dad didn't do. You know what I'm saying to you? So that can also be a place too. Now, it could be the dad, like I said, it could be the dad just a bit more soft-spoken, not so aggressive. It can be that. It's just the way that she asked him, and he said, it's been hard. And I said, I know it's been hard. I know you've been suffering. It looked like
He's still suffering. He's still suffering, man. And you could see the suffering on the son's face. And the anger on the son's face that he got from his mother. So he got the frustration, struggling of why women don't understand him, but he's resenting that. But he also have the vindictive vengeance and vindictive behavior expression of this Jezebelite type woman called his mom or his mother. In his face, in his facial expression, man. Yeah, but the father's definitely suffering. Come on.
But he had his hand on his chin. He looked like he.
Man, check this out. You gonna see this in a minute. But remember that he said that he had his hand on his chin. That's more of a submissive, beta male, effeminate posture to be having, with the hand on the chin. And and sometimes it's just like, I'm just tired of dealing with something. Or you put your hand on your chin to rest your head, like heavy is the head, man. Or where's the crown of that? You know what I mean? Having a woman usurp your authority 24/7. That's the resentment that the son shares with his father. Meaning, I'm not gonna let this woman do that to me, but I'm going to let her do it to me. And I don't like the way I handled it, so I'm going to get vindictive like my mother and get back on that bitch for doing that to me. That's what I'm talking about, man. Game for sale. Game for life. Come on.
It looked like he been had. It looked like he been had.
You handled
So I will say it has been a little.
He said the dad looked like he been had. He said the dad looked like he been had. He been had. You been tricked. You been bamboozled. You been led astray, run amok. This is what he does. Yeah, that's what happened. Come on.
Been hard. I know you've been suffering. It looked like he. The way he had his hand on his chin, he looked like he. It looked like he been had. It looked like he been had.
You handled
So I will say it has been a little bit challenging, but I just give him the time and the space that he needs, and when he's ready to come back.
And I'll tell you, that part of it, as far as him separating and needing his space, that's just him.
No. That's not just him, sis. That's a dismissive, avoidant trait. That is not just your son. Your son needing that kind of space. No, it is because in this situation, he has learned those particular traits from the parents.
Facts. You see how, look, the title of this behavior is called dismissive avoidance. Here it is, you're dismissing and avoiding at the same time. She dismissed his behavior and avoided the fact that he learned this from us because she don't want to take no accountability. Look, I don't know what it is with women, but that word accountability, that seemed like a cuss word to y'all, man. That seemed like that's foul language. You know what I mean? That's explicit language to y'all, man. Y'all got X-rated on that. Like, it's not prohibited for it's prohibited from your ears to hearing it. Accountability. That's crazy. Here it is. She said that no, when he retreats and go into his shell and leaves for a while, oh, that's just him. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Let us put some paint where it ain't and say what most can't by saying, hey, we have the terminology for that. That's called dismissive avoidance. No, it ain't. That ain't just him. She really just exhibited dismissive avoidance behavior in that statement. She dismissed the fact that and avoided the fact that he learned that trait or that behavior from you. Mainly, both of y'all, from the parents, from you. I'm talking about the mother and the father. That's where he learned it from. And you could tell he was passed down dismissive avoidance because she just did it. She just committed the act of dismissive avoidance. Ain't that something? Come on.
He's learned that from the parents. Children don't naturally, listen, as much as I do believe that some kids can be a little bit more independent, depending on their personality and who they've called to be in it. But let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest, yeah? That is not the way he is. That is what you've observed him from being as an older child, but he's learned that from somewhere. And probably the dynamic in terms of attachment that he's had with you, or your older dad has caused him to be so distant and to be like, I'm going to be on my own. Now, of course, his sister's also passed away. That's also going to help kind of further along that journey as well. But it's not just him, right? You know?
My husband and I have been married coming up on 40 years, and we are totally different people.
Oh, did you see the dad's face when she says 40 years? About 10 more gray hair strings appeared right before your eyes in his beard, right there when she said that. It was black in one spot, then it just turned gray right there. Soon as she said that, with his hand over his chin and mouth, as if like, oh my God, man, I've been dead that long. I've been in prison for that long. 40 years. He did a 40-year bid with her and counting. He's almost he's institutionalized. He's like Morgan Freeman in Shawshank Redemption right now. Can I go take a piss balls? There is no escaping for him. He's relationalized. You know what I mean? Relationally or a relationship institutionalized. You know what I mean? He's institutionalized within the confines of that relationship, man. Can I go take a piss, boss? And then somebody got to pull him up. Look, you ain't got to ask me every 15 minutes. Can you just go take a piss, bro? You free, you know what I mean? And, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
further along that journey as well. But it's not just him, right? You know?
My husband and I have been married coming up on 40 years, and we are totally different people. You can probably just tell that just from sitting here for 5 minutes how different we are.
Yeah.
But
She said, we're totally different people. And I said, yeah, because the way they're sitting on the sofa, they know there is space. And if you notice something, it's the way she put her hand in the husband's hands. I felt like she running the show. No offense to the mother. I'm not even pissed. But she running that show. Okay? All right? She running the show. That's what I'm going to say.
That's right. She is running the show. And that's backwards. That's backwards. That's out of line. That's out of the alignment. That's out of the will of God for you to be running the show, sis. No disrespect to anybody's mother, but hey, man, that's what we call in the streets. That's out of pocket. That's out of line. No. What is it? First Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the women learn to silence, for it's not good for her to speak, nor for her to usurp authority over the man. Like, you know what I mean? That's is written, man. It's written. You understand? She shall be in obedience, also saith the law. You know what I mean? The law says that. The laws of God. That's why I'm not gonna ride if it's my mother or if it's my grandmother or if my auntie, you know what I mean? Uncle, anybody. That principle shall not be violated. You know what I mean? But she's running the show. That's out of the will of God. That's out of pocket. And he's suffering for it. And his child is suffering for it. He's gonna abandon every relationship. And claim and then turn right around and say, I don't understand why women don't understand me. Boy, that's terrible, bro. Hey, man. That's terrible. Come on.
You know what I mean? She running the show.
love makes it work if you are willing to give and take.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like you would have to give up in order to?
Woo, Alex said, listen, I already know I got to give up some things. Okay? I already know I got to give up some things. Okay? All right? Look at how Tim is sitting. No, pay attention. Look how Tim is sitting. Like a bat.
Hey. Watch this. This is what baby doing right here. I'm a comedian by nature. I have a incredible sense of humor, and I admire that in other people. But y'all prepare yourself for this, because this is mad fun. This is the reason why I took time out to do this, man. This is funny. Now watch this. Watch this. This is funny coming up.
Some things. Okay? I already know I got to give up some things. Okay? All right? Look at how Tim is sitting. No, pay attention. Look how Tim is sitting. Like a bad bee. No, jokes. No, but look.
He said, look how Tim is sitting like a bad bee. Sitting with his leg. He is. He's sitting over there like a, and he wondering why women don't understand him. There, he's sitting over there, this diva ass nigga sitting over there with his legs crossed like a bad bitch, like a woman. I'm a diva. You know what I mean? That's why everything got to be perfect. Listen, you didn't fold the napkins correct. After being mushed in the face, after, she didn't, cuddled up against him, probably gave him some or whatever, you know what I mean? And then he's still harboring it. Hey, look, you didn't fold the napkins on the table properly. But baby, I don't even do that. You move the forks, you got to learn how to set a table. And then he probably was nitpicking and all that. Yeah, why are the eggs not next to the bacon in the refrigerator? Why are the eggs next to the bacon in the refrigerator? Don't you know you're supposed to put the bacon in the drawer and have the eggs sitting on top of one of the shelves? And I don't understand what's going on here. Why are you not doing that? You know what I mean? How come, the napkin wasn't folded toward the right? It's supposed to be, no, how come it was folded toward the left? It's supposed to be folded toward the right. You know what I mean? I gotta come home and do everything. You know, I just don't understand. Look how the cabinet is set up. Why is the small plates on top of the larger plates? Why don't we just have a small section for the plates on this side and have the big plates on the end of the shelf, on the beginning of the shelf, and have the smaller saucer plates on next to it on the side? Why are they on top of each other? Why are the glasses in the cabinet mixed up? You know, do I have to come in and fix everything? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How come there's dust everywhere? This, can you imagine? That's what that looks like. That's what's going on. And one day she got tired of it and mushed him in the face. Like, shut up, nigga. Cause he's sitting over there. Look right now, he's sitting over there like his a diva ass, bougie ass nigga. You know what I mean? Whose name is Sexy Fred. You know what I mean? He's sitting over there like a Cleonce. You know what I mean? Nah, bro. Chill. Troy LeRae. Come on.
Some things. Okay, I already know I gotta give up some things. Okay, all right. Look at how Tim is sitting. No, pay attention. Look how Tim is sitting. Like a bad bee. No jokes. No, but look how he's sitting. Just the same way the mother kind of was sitting too, right? So, and look how Alex is sitting. They're in role reversal. I told you about.
They're in role reversal. Now check this out. Here it is. Tim is sitting with his legs crossed like his mother is. And here it is, Alex or Alexandra, who shortened her name from Alexandra to Alex, which is a more masculine name for Alexander, has got her hand on her face, much like the father has his hand on his face, but she has the attitude and the strength of the mother with her, you know what I mean? And on, you know, in her demeanor, you know what I mean? But it's totally reversed. It's like she's emulating the father, Alexandra is emulating the father as Alex, but she has the power and the authority like the mother. And here it is, he has the diminished behavior of the weak, saucy Santana behavior of his quiet church mouse father, but he has the attitude and vindictiveness and the aspen poisonous and venomous behavior and vindictive behavior of his mother. Role reversal times two. They're both role reversal again. Man, this role reversal recycled. Like it's bugged out, man. This is crazy. Come on.
It's early on in the season. They're in role reversal. They're in absolute role reversal. That leg that he cocks over, boy. Oh, wow. Not gay.
That part right there took me out. Y'all heard that? This nigga said, shout out to Little Black Book 91. I had to hit this like 4 or 5 times when he did that, man. That little weird. That was funny. Come on, do that again.
They're in role reversal. They're in absolute role reversal. That leg that he cocks over, boy. Oh, wow. Not gay that way. Not saying that way.
To me, that's gay to me is, well, he's right. It's effeminate, you know what I mean? It's gay-ish, you know what I mean? But the thing that that was funny, man. I was over here crying, laughing when he did that when I was watching it earlier.
They're in role reversal. They're in absolute role reversal. That leg that he cocks over, boy. Oh, wow. Not gay that way. Not saying that way. I'm talking about the reverse of energies that they're in. The reverse of energies.
I told you, it's about the energy. You know what I mean? The energy, the vibration, the vibe, the frequency they're giving off, man. You could. It's like body language, man. They're communicating inaudibly what's really transpiring, man. Oh, well. He came up with that sound all of on his own. For his leg flapped over on his other leg. Come on, man. That's the Troy LeRae spirit, bro. That's the Sexy Fred, Charlie B, and Kevin Thee Stallion spirit. That's a Nicki Minaj spirit, man. Come on, man.
Be married at all?
I don't really see anything that I would.
Look.
Got him. Look at his leg and look at his mother leg. Look at her legs and look at his father's legs. His legs are saying, well, and her legs are saying, her legs are saying, they're not like us. They're not like us. His legs are saying, my booty hole, my coochie is pink and my booty hole brown. That's what his legs. You got two different songs playing in one relationship, man. And look at her legs. Her coochie is pink and her booty hole brown. And the father got the song, the saddest song. What's going on? Tell me what's going. He got the Marvin Gaye "I Want You" album in his legs. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. You know what I mean? And nah, man, look, he's emulating literally his mother. Damn. That's crazy, Sunday. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Too many albums, too many songs in this one picture right here, man. Here she is. She got "They Not Like Us," Kendrick Lamar and stuff. He got in the dude, Tim, trips to be planning for next whole week. Been so long to get those feet, to get those these sex so deep. Got it, girl. You know what I mean? He got Drake and Sexy Red playing, you know what I mean? Pound Town. No, he got Pound Town. He going to Pound Town. That's what he got going on. He got Marvin Gaye, what's going on in his legs, and she got the same thing. She got Who Do You Think You Are, Mr. Big Stuff. Oh yeah. Who do you think you are? You know what I mean? It's too much, man. You got Motown on this side and the New Age on this side. Come on.
Look. The reversal of energies.
Be married at all?
I don't really see anything that I would.
Look.
This is funny. Watch this.
Okay? Look. Pay attention. Listen, when I do this, I don't do this I want you to see. Look. Is it not an indication of, look at this, look. Look at the energy. Yeah.
This is why I mess with him. I'm subscribing to you right now, dog. As soon as I'm done with this, dog. Now that was look at the energy. Come on, do that again. That was funny.
Look at the energy. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all gotta forgive me for laughing, man. That was funny. Y'all gotta admit, that was hilarious, man. All right, man. Let's get back to it, man. Let's get serious, man, for a second. Let's go. But one more time, man. Hit that one more time.
Look at the energy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Notice that. Okay? So as you can see, the Lego, but it's not about being gay or anything. No, I'm not saying that at all. Look where he's getting that, the pose where he's getting it from. Look who he's mirroring. He's not mirroring his dad. He's mirroring who? His mother. Because she's the more...
His mother. You see what I mean? Like, that's the UK thing, but that was so... That's true. That is true. He's emulating in bodily form and fashion his mother. This where he get that bitch ass because he's acting like a chick. He acting like a diva, like his mother. That's why she mushed him in the face, in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but if you look at the energy, yeah, you would discern the same, probably come up with the same thing. Come on.
Being gay or anything. No, I'm not saying that at all. Look where he's getting that, the pose where he's getting it from. Look who he's mirroring. He's not mirroring his dad. He's mirroring who? His mother. Because she's the more dominant one. And as a young boy, we lean toward, as a young men, the way that you operate in life, especially as well, right, is one, obviously, whoever has the most input into your life, maybe it's a mum or the dad, but young boys tend to then gravitate towards their dads by the time they get to 12, 13. They gravitate towards their dad. Okay? And so what ends up happening is that as they gravitate towards their dad, they tend to try and emulate some of those traits that the father has, right? But if the father is not the dominant force in that household, the son will oftentimes take on whoever is the most dominant force in the household. Reason being, because men oftentimes acclimatize to power. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Young boys oftentimes acclimatize to power because society is a patriarchal society.
Facts. He was looking for that energy and that spirit to be found in the location of his father's presence, but is absent. You know what I mean? That dominant energy cannot be triangulated into the location of his father's energy. You know what I mean? His father's presence. So where did he have to go to get it? Because he's right. We are more acclimated and more attractive to power as young men, of masculinity, of manhood. And since it was his father was bankrupt in that department, he had to get it from his mother. Therefore, it's out of order. It's out of balance, man. It's out of pocket, man. It's out of the will of God, and it ain't gonna never work. Therefore, hey, man, he's a runner. He's a track star. He's gonna run away when it gets hard. Instead of a man singing that about a woman, her with Alex is singing about her man. He's a runner, and the mother singing the same song about her son. He's a runner. He's a track star. He gonna run away when it gets hard. That's how he gonna be. Instead of standing up like a man, whatever, and standing up to that girl. But I'm telling you, man, I think what pulled out the mushroom in her hand by mushing him in the face was his bitch ass behavior, complaining about the napkins not being folded toward the right instead of left, and you know, why is the eggs and the bacon? Why is the bacon laying on top of the eggs? Why are the dishes piled up in the sink? You know, I get that though part. You know what I mean? But he was probably around the house. You know what I mean? Why is the corned beef hash not next to the pork and beans? You know, he probably was in there doing little nitpick bitch ass shit like that, and she got mad and frustrated. Like, nigga, say something else. I dare you. I'm gonna show you what your father should have did to your mother and mush you, smack you in the face. Well, let me not do that. I'm gonna mush you though. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. And then she's like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? I'm abusive, and I I overreacted out of my emotions. Let me cuddle up to him, and you know what I mean, because I'm sorry. You know what I mean? He puts up with my behavior. Meanwhile, he ain't putting up with it. He ain't forgot what you did. He don't care about your apology or nothing. He's unforgiving, and he got that Jezebelite spirit in a man. That's not cool. Christ warned the church of, I think it was Philadelphia, one of them, about us tolerating that Jezebel spirit. You know what I mean? No. That's why I'm not tolerating that, man. Beat it. Come on.
So inadvertently, all the signals and all the interactions we have in life teach us that we are we're to move towards power. So whoever's got the more dominant force in the household is who is going to mirror. Plus, you had 2 older sisters. I think you had 2 older sisters, right? You know what I'm saying to you? Damn.
Sorry, y'all.
Elsa's actually got to watch the boys now. Yeah, they're going to acclimatize who's got the most power. Whoever perceives to have the most power. Whoever they can see has but the most perceived power in that relationship. That is who they acclimatize to.
I don't know what word he using, climatize. I don't know. But anyway, let me say this. I don't know the occupation of this dude, Tim or whatever. But I ain't gonna lie, man. That type of energy is more acceptable in these white men corporations and companies, and because you're not perceived as a threat. So therefore, I don't know. I'm not judging. I don't know if he got his own business or something like that, or he's very successful or very academically successful. Like they might climb that chart. They might climb that ladder of successful in the white man's world, being effeminate like that, or perceived as not as a threat, like a renegade like myself. You know what I mean? Who ain't that school educated by the indoctrinational school system. You know what I mean? He might have a good job or something, or I don't know what he's doing in the background. It seemed like they're successful. My ex, she's a judge now. You know what I'm saying? So they might have. I don't know what he's doing, how he got on the show, or what is she seeing him, or you know what I mean? Is he living the American proposed dream that's put out to us? Or I don't know his background. I'll look it up later. But yeah, he can have all the money in the world, but it's like that era of masculinity, man, is keeping him from some good choice relationships, man, because he could have all the money and the financial security or whatever, but the Most High didn't design for finances to be your security. He designed that man to be your security. You know what I mean? And where you can find security is in the characteristics of that man, not his finances. So all y'all niggas leading with y'all wallet, thinking you're gonna sustain a relationship, you can't. You might get that woman, but that it has an expiration date on it. When it comes to respect, she don't respect you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's more safe for you to climb this corporate ladder of success when you're non-threatening with that effeminate ass behavior that we tend to exhibit or taught to exhibit. You know what I mean? You can go further. So she might meet a nigga on the street and respect him, but but marry you for the money. You know what I mean? So but I'm talking about as far as the characteristics versus the materialistics. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you got all the money, but what's going on internally? You know what I mean? Like, she's trying to connect with you, but this is what's going on. You know what I mean? You gonna run, I don't know. It's just very strange dynamic when Christ says the deceitfulness of riches. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know. It seemed, but if I can go off my pure, intuition, he might have a good job or some sort of good career. All right. But is bankrupt in the relationship area. You know what I'm saying? So come on.
You know what I'm saying to you? So Mazza. Miss Free says, I'm a Miss Crystal. Yeah, at 9. I'm out there at 9, so don't worry. We're going to be at 9:15, so don't you worry, okay? We're going to be at 9:15, all right? Okay, so let's play the last bit of this clip, because I've got to get off.
Really be giving up besides my single life.
We are very serious when it comes to marriage. We want whoever Drake marries to feel that way as well.
I don't want you.
Did she just call this man her son Drake? But they saying his name is Tim. Like, oh man. Before I die, trying to give you a baby. Hopefully we don't have no babies. I don't even want to go back home. Hopefully I don't need your own. Trips to be planning for. She called him Drake. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a household name. You know what I mean? Some name they call him in the house. But damn, man, this is crazy. Come on.
Very serious when it comes to marriage. We want whoever Drake marries to feel that way as well.
I don't want you to think I am taking this lightly.
So, listen, okay? The reality of the situation is that, the reality of the situation is that in this situation, I know he got to get back. He let her know that he was going to get her back, okay? He was going to get her back. And that's why the mum was more dominant, asking the questions. Basically, mom was always playing, the mama bear. Okay, all right. Someone said, "Can he be assertive?" I didn't say he can't be assertive. What I said was, who is he lining up his energy with? He was lining his energy up with the mother. Not that he's a sissy or anything. I didn't say that at all. He lined up his behavior with the mother, so we can see where he got it from. The mother is the base of where he gets his quote unquote strength from or power from, because the mother is one that's shown who's at the top of the hierarchy. Because remember, there were two daughters before him as well. Yeah.
Wow. So he got two older sisters. So wow. So his S's probably hang on a little longer than most men's S's. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listens. I was just trying to tell you this situations is not really the kind of situation that I would like to be in. People trying to confuse my assertiveness. You know what I mean? They think, they're trying to say I'm not assertive. You know what I mean? But I am assertive. You know what I mean? But I'm just taking the assertive nature from my mother instead of obtaining the assertive masculine energy from my father, because he's bankrupt in that area. You know what I mean? So I get what Nola Darling is saying. I don't know. He can be pretty assertive though. No, he's assertive with a vindictive spirit behind it from that he's channeling from his mother. See, I could be assertive in addressing things. You know what I mean? A lot of us, Charlie B's and Kevin the Stallions, we are very assertive. We're going to let you know right up front, honey child. You know what I mean? Because the pepper need to be near the salt. Who's confused about that? Who is confused about that? You know what I mean? The paprika goes on the right-hand side, but it goes from left to right. So yes, I'm very assertive. That's what he's talking about. He ain't talking. Yeah. You could be assertive, but it's the effeminate energy that is behind his assertiveness is being channeled from the broadcasting station called his mother. You know what I mean? From that cell tower called his mother. You know what I mean? That's what he's talking about, sis. Come on.
I mean, so anyway, my time is up. But we gotta go. But yes, for me, the reading the letter was diabolical. Reading the letter, knowing that her dad is the way he was, can't lie to you. Knowing the way the dad was, come on, man. Diabolical, but it doesn't escape the fact that she was abusive, but diabolical nonetheless. You know what I'm saying to you? Okay, all right? Diabolical. Freaking bolical. You know what I'm saying to you? You know what I mean? Diabolical. So we'll talk about this a little bit later on. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about this as well, because we've got a live on Sunday, I believe, as well, for this as well. So I gotta go, but I appreciate you guys. We'll see you again soon.
All right.
So what's changed?
All right, look at that, the Joker. But all right, I'm gonna sign off right there too, man. Yeah, man. In closing, I'm just gonna say, hey, man. It's respect, man. Respect is a characteristic that must be exhibited and demanded up front. You know what I mean? And I know I should be doing more content. I'm really cheating y'all, man. I've been going through a few things here and there. I ain't gonna get into all of that, but I know but one thing I do, I know I should be having more visitations with y'all, man, and more demonstrations with y'all, man. Don't mean I don't love y'all, man, but I'm really trying to find out if this is my lane or not, man. But sometimes things that just compel me to come out and do it, man. I just gotta do it. I'm pulled into doing it. Like I always say, man, I feel like God is calling me, not answering the phone or picking up, but I'm starting to pick up, man. I owe a lot. I owe y'all a lot. I really do. I owe y'all a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to make my best to give y'all more content. More of me, more vulnerability, more paint where it ain't, more saying what most can't, more of that, more of this exclusive, uncommon information called this game, you know what I'm saying, which is glorious and incredible for your brain, man. For all the same thing, we got game for sale, game for life. I'll just say that, you know what I mean? So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. I need to do more, and I do. I owe y'all more content. I owe y'all, man. I really do. I feel obligated. The Most High has been so good to me and blessed me with so many talents and gifts and things like that. Something that I need to be sharing with y'all, man. I need to do more content, man. Hopefully I can get more on the ball and find my way and niche in this area, man. Not like people like the Joker or Avatar for the Devil stop me through the spirit of fear or spirit of inconsistency, man. But yeah, man, I need to give y'all more, man. All right, so with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. Let me sign out, man. Y'all have a blast pass a while now and a greater later, man. Live the life of your designs so you can have a good time for a lifetime. Live the life of his design so your life will be divine for the rest of your lifetime, man. As always, do it. Love what you do what you love, man. And just want to say peace and blessings to all, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and wonderful rest of this year, man. I'm signing off. Peace and blessings to you.